video, fairly quick video, but I just want to talk to you about deer hunting in the snow. Currently, it snowed last night, and we have about maybe 3-4 inches of snow on the ground. And this time of year, we're in, I think it's December 3rd, a lot of times what happens is the deer, the rut's kind of over. You could get into a second rut, depending what state you're in. Typically up north, the northern states, you'll have more of a second rut, and there's times where you could actually have a partial third rut. But this time of year, early December is a good time to get back onto food sources. This property here generally doesn't really do well in the mornings. But mid-morning, 10, 11, 12, 1 o'clock, deer start getting up, the sun's out, they start moving to get warm, create body heat, and they hit these food sources midday. And it's for two reasons. But if you can get back on the food sources midday, I was never a fan of hunting midday when I was a kid, just because I was always taught, deer move either in the morning or late afternoon. Well, yeah, that's true, but they feed 4 or 5 times a day. So the more that you're out there, the more chances that you have of seeing a deer, in theory. It's all gonna, blowing the spot out with wrong winds and things like that. But early December, get on the food sources in the afternoon or midday, because these deer, it's cold out. A lot of times they bed up in the mornings and they wait till the sun comes out. They hit these open fields to get that sun, that energy, the warmth from the sun and everything, and they'll sit on these food plots. You don't have to have a food plot. A lot of times it could just be like, woody browse or like a clear cut or something. Anywhere that has, natural browse, woody stems that deer can consume, they will be there because they have to stay warm. When the sun's in, it's early morning, they just bed up. Mid-morning, they go out, they get some sun, they feed on these plots. Clear cut, woody browse, doesn't really matter. But if you can find the food in the area, the midday mark is very important. And the second reason is because I skipped the morning hunt. And it was funny because when I hit a restaurant before I got here, and I got breakfast. It was about 10:30. And what's funny is, for the first half hour, I was the only one there. After that half hour mark, people started pouring into that restaurant dressed in orange in their hunting gear because they just got out of the woods. And if you're hunting in an area where there's a lot of hunters, a lot of pressure and things like that, you can take advantage of that movement when when people get hungry. They meet at their trucks at 10:30, 11 o'clock, and they go get food. And if they're walking through the woods, they push the deer, and it gives you a chance to kill one around that 11, 12, 1 o'clock mark. And then when the traditional hunter walks back in around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, you're in the stand, they push deer, and they run right by you, and you get a shot. Happens all the time. Happens to me many times over the years. But back, to hunting in the snow, a lot of times these food plots, depending what you planted, will be covered. If you have like brassicas, wheat, rye, oats, things like that, they'll be covered. And I've seen it to where the deer will come in here to the plots and they will dig, they'll scrape the snow away to get to the food plot. That can happen. But a lot of times they won't touch it. They'll be on the sunny side of that food plot where the snow is starting to melt away and you can start to see the green again. So on these food plots, pay attention to the sunny side, or open fields. Pay attention to the sunny side where the snow is melted. And this is an important part. Snow covers up a lot of the food. So that's why it's important to have food above the ground level, to where deer can easily reach and get to without having to dig. That goes back to, weeds and, different varieties of bushes and plants, browse, woody browse, And this is also important for standing soybeans, which majority of us, we can't have standing soybeans because we just don't have the property or acreage to have the beans, which is the case here and for myself. So you have to take advantage of brassicas. They'll dig for the brassica bulbs, especially in the snow, the sunny side of food plots, or if you can get into an area where there's a lot of browse, hinge cut areas and things like that, the deer will feed in those areas. Hope this video helps, guys. Good luck the rest of this season. Any questions, post them down below. Please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys.